Why Mr. Wonderful should be named Mr. Horrible. Hey guys, today we are going to be taking a look at why Mr. Wonderful should be named Mr. Horrible. Let's get right into it. Kevin O'Leary is an accomplished and widely recognized entrepreneur whose achievements attest to his proficiency in the field. However, one may question whether his apparent expertise is as sound as it appears. Mr. Wonderful is the title by which Kevin O'Leary is known, but is it a fitting descriptor for the man himself? Judging by his public persona, one might argue that Mr. Horrible would be a more accurate moniker. Although Kevin O'Leary is commonly referred to as Mr. Wonderful on the television show Shark Tank, his reputation for being ruthless in the business world is well known, making him perhaps the most ferocious of the sharks. This characteristic was particularly evident during an episode of the show when Barbara Corcoran criticized O'Leary for his treatment of an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur in question was Pitching Wisp, a redesigned broom and dustpan that boasted dense bristles for a more effective cleaning experience. The founder, Evan Dobson, had come to the tank seeking $500,000 for a 10% stake in his business. After years of working on his company and accumulating debt with a lengthy roster of investors, Evan Dobson found himself in a dire situation. However, during his pitch on Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary made an offer, although not exactly what Dobson had hoped for, $500,000 for a 50% stake in the business. Lori Greiner, who hosts her own popular show on QVC, proposed to handle the selling aspect of the deal if O'Leary provided the capital. O'Leary seemed unconcerned about the issue of Greiner's involvement, saying, "That's something we can deal with later." When Dobson inquired as to why Greiner wasn't included in the offer, O'Leary replied, "I might, but she's not putting up any money right now, so I'm not worried about it. Evan, if you want to do a deal with Lori, do a deal with Lori. She has no money for this deal. What do you want to do?" Ultimately, Dobson accepted O'Leary's offer. O'Leary was eager to shake his hand, but Dobson cautioned him to keep in touch with Greiner, saying, "But don't lose her number." After Dobson expressed his desire for Lori Greiner to be involved in the deal, Kevin O'Leary appeared frustrated and declared, "That's it, Evan, I'm out," rescinding his offer of $500,000 for a 50% stake in Dobson's business. O'Leary, exasperated by Dobson's insistence on Greiner's involvement, declared that he was an investor who had the money ready, and Dobson's inattention to this fact was unacceptable. He then urged Dobson to take the broom and leave the tank. Barbara Corcoran, watching from her seat, was visibly distressed and expressed her sympathy to Dobson. She also criticized O'Leary for his actions, saying that they were too harsh and too mean for the situation. O'Leary, however, dismissed her criticism and sarcastically expressed his remorse. As the other sharks argued amongst themselves, it was clear that O'Leary's approach had left a sour taste in everyone's mouth, with even Corcoran, a fellow shark, acknowledging that his behavior had been excessive. It's ironic that the argument between O'Leary and Corcoran arose during the episode, as it was actually Corcoran who is credited with giving O'Leary his well-known nickname of Mr. Wonderful. While the exact origin of the nickname remains unclear, O'Leary has suggested that it may have originated during a difficult deal negotiation with Corcoran in 2009. Despite the somewhat tongue-in-cheek nature of the nickname, it has since become a significant part of O'Leary's public persona. In fact, he has even stated that he is frequently referred to as Mr. Wonderful in everyday life, with some hotel reservations being made under that name. O'Leary is not one to shy away from his reputation as a tough businessman, and he embraces the persona of Mr. Wonderful when dealing with entrepreneurs seeking investment on Shark Tank. He believes that if an entrepreneur cannot handle his tough approach, then they are not ready for the cutthroat world of business outside the tank. When it comes to dealing with entrepreneurs on Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary does not mince words. His primary concern is not the potential success of the entrepreneur, but also the profitability of the investment itself. He believes in being honest, even if it means delivering hard truths that may be difficult for the entrepreneur to hear. In his words, the truth sometimes hurts, but it's still the truth. Moreover, O'Leary has a specific strategy when it comes to investing, preferring to have majority control in the companies he invests in. He offers entrepreneurs the opportunity to set metrics and milestones, and if they meet those benchmarks, they can continue running the business. However, if they fail to meet those goals, O'Leary is not afraid to step in and replace them with someone else while still retaining their stock to recoup his investment. This approach ensures that O'Leary is always looking out for his financial interests and making sure his money is being used effectively. While Kevin O'Leary may have a rationale in his hard-nosed approach to business, it's hard to ignore the fact that his aggressive demeanor can make him come across as Mr. Horrible to some. O'Leary's tendency to pull no punches and cut to the chase has earned him a reputation for being ruthless and unrelenting, which can be intimidating for entrepreneurs pitching their ideas on Shark Tank. His blunt approach to negotiations can leave some entrepreneurs feeling like they have been steamrolled or bullied, which is not the ideal way to build a positive reputation. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.